All right, this is a linear programming problem found in section 6.1. They are lengthy problems and there's a lot of room for error. Take a moment, pause it, read the problem, and then let's get started. You'll notice first we're talking about economy and superior blends. We have different variables for sure, and there are also several equations. And we are trying to maximize profit, and that's what makes this a linear programming problem. Let's go ahead and just get started. First of all, we have an economy blend, and we have a superior blend. We're going to be talking about the profit right now. We're going to sell a certain number of each, and we don't know what that is. Let's let economy be X, superior be Y, and then we've also got a profit margin. For the economy, it was $3. For the superior, it was $2. So then we have a profit equation. Our profit can be maximized by using 3x plus 2y. All right, let's go through and look what other equations we have here. We'll use this at the very end. Don't lose it. Because we're talking about real world problems, we're not going to have any negative solutions. So your x is going to have to be greater than or equal to 0, and your y is going to have to be greater than or equal to 0. All right, let's see what other equations we have. We're going to be using this 1728 and 1872 ounces and mixing the A's and B's together now. I like to do that by kind of creating a little bit of a table. So I've got my A grade coffee, and I have my B grade coffee, and I will be mixing them together to make my economy and my superior blends. Now I want you to remember back that we let economy equal X, and we let superior equal Y. And our A grade, we only have 1728 available. Our B grade, we have 1872 available. So let's look and see how we do this. In our economy blend, how much do we mix together? 3 of A and 9 of B. For our superior blend, how many do we mix together? 9 of A, 4 of B. Our A has to be less than or equal to, that was supposed to be number sold, less than or equal to 1728. Our B grade has to be less than or equal to 1872. And now let's come up with some equations from this. We can say 3x, 9y. There you can see where I'm getting that. 3x plus 9y is less than or equal to 1728. 9x plus 4y is less than or equal to 1872. Now I have 1, 2, 3, 4 equations that I have to graph. Now I'm going to roughly explain what we're going to be doing. We're going to be graphing lines in quadrant 1 because everything is positive. And you'll find that we're always going to have this y equals and x equals, and then we'll have our lines do something like that. And we will be looking here for every single vertice. And so we've got to graph our equations to determine where our vertices are and then we will be plugging those back into our profit. So this problem has a lot of different steps. So let's see. Let's remind you what we have. We've got x is greater than or equal to 0, y is greater than or equal to 0, 3x plus 9y is less than or equal to 1728, and then we have 9x plus 4y is less than or equal to 1872. Now, I'm going to be using these as a guide, but I'm still going to be sketching. So as you're doing it, it is helpful to have some kind of grid, or at least when you're sketching, make your hash marks so you've got an idea of exactly where we are graphing, okay? The first ones are easiest. I've got my x equals, and I have my y equals. Now let's see, let's go ahead and graph. I'm going to call this number 1, number 2, number 3, number 4, and I like to tell myself this one was 1, this one is 2, and now let's graph 3. Let's put it in slope-intercept form. I find that's easiest. 9y is less than or equal to negative 3x plus 1728. Divide everything by 3. Y is less than negative 1/3 x plus 1728 divided by 9. 192. Okay, this is going to be equation 3. Let's do the same thing. Set this one into slope-intercept. Negative 9x plus 1872. Let's see. Y negative 9/4 x plus 1872 divided by 4 is 468. All right, so here's equation 4. All right, so it looks like we are going to be going all the way up to 500. So if we counted by 2s, I think we'd have enough room. So here's 100, 200, 300, 400, 500. We'll do the same here. 100, 200, 300, 400, 500. All right. Okay, let's go ahead and graph those. Equation 3. Up 192, which would put me somewhere here, right? And then my slope is down 1/3. Now it is totally okay to count squares here. Down 1/3. All right, so this one is equation 3. Now let's graph this one. It says up about 468, which would put me somewhere here. And it says down 9/4, down 9. Let's see here then. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 1, 2, 3, 4. I connect those dots roughly. I'm somewhere in there. Okay, and this was line 4. So now you see that I have 4 vertices. And now we've got to take a minute. We've got to figure out those values. Now, Dixie State does not allow you to use a graphing calculator, so you have to do this by hand. and there's a lot of work involved. This one's easy to see. Yay, 0, 0. Okay, and then we know what that one was. It was 0, and our y-intercept was 192. So we have one vertice, which is 0, 0. We have another one that was 0, 192. And then, let's see, this is where equations 2 and 4 meet, right? This is where equations 2 and 4 meet. So I'm going to come down and I'm going to look at 2 and 4 and I'm going to solve those. All right, so all I need to do then is plug in 0, right? Y is 0. 0 is less than or equal to negative 9/4 plus 468. Whoops, forgot my x. Take away 468. Okay, let's do negative 468 divided by negative 9/4. And we get 208. So the x value is 208 when the y value was 0. And then we've got one more point to solve for. And you notice that's where equations 3 and 4 meet. I'm going to come back up here. Here's equations 3 and 4. And we're going to use elimination. If I multiply that top row by negative 3, I'm going to get negative 9x minus 27y, 1728 times negative 3, negative 5184. And then I can leave equation 2 the same. Negative 23y is less than or equal to negative 5184 plus 1872, negative 3312. Divide that by our negative 23, and we get a y value of 144. So then if I plug that back into either one, I'm going to go ahead and go with the top. Now I'm going to go with the bottom because that 4 is smaller. 9x plus 4 times our y value, 1872. And actually, we're trying to see where these are equal to each other, so I can have an equal sign. 4 times 144 is, that's 576. So let's do 1872 minus 576 is, and divide that by 9. I get x is also 144. So my last point is 144, 144. Now you can't do this visually. It looks like you're like, okay, that is the highest point and I'm trying to maximize profit. So that's obviously got to be my answer, and it's not as easy as that. So I'm going to transfer back over to where we started. I'm going to write down the 4 points that I have. 0, 0, 0, 192, 208, 0, and 144, 144. Okay, now remember, we had this awesome profit equation that I said we'll come back to that later, and that was 15 minutes ago. These are huge problems. I'm going to plug every value in there and see which gives me the highest p-value. All right, 0, 0, I would get p equals 0. Definitely not that one. All right, so let's try 3 times 0 plus 2 times y, point number 2. And I would get 384. All right, so let's try the next one. Profit is 3 times 208. Goodness, I can't write that. Plus 2 times 0 gives us All right, so far that's our winner. And we'll try that last point. 3 times 144 is, and then plus 2 times 144 is, we get a profit margin of 720. How many packages of each blend should be sold to maximize the profit? Whew! 144 of each. So 144 of A and 144 of B. Long problems. I'll try to upload a second problem later, but we're going to leave this one here. Thanks and good luck.